Good afternoon, Luda. How are you?
Good. I'm fine, thanks. Good afternoon, Corinne. What about you?
I'm very well. Always happy on a Friday.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine.
Exactly. So how is the weather in Italy today?
Yeah, it's a good weather, so we are living the summer season, and so, but sometimes it's pretty sweaty and with a high level of humidity. But so it's good, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you prefer the hotter weather or the colder weather?
Definitely hot weather.
Me too.
Definitely, definitely,
Same. I'm
yeah.
a summer baby. A summer baby. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but it's not odd for being to be a British lady. So
Exactly. We don't get a lot of hot weather. You're absolutely right, Luda.
yeah,
You're
that's it.
absolutely right.
Although I appreciated recently that in the UK you had 4 or 5 weeks of very good weather,
I know.
hot weather. Yeah, 30, 35
It's
degrees.
completely unheard of. It's a freak summer,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everybody's
yeah, yeah,
loving it. Everybody's
yeah,
loving it. Yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic. So today, Ludo, our topic is going to be travel. Travel.
Fantastic topic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
travel. So let me send over your first question here. Have a look at this one, please. There you go.
Yeah. If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you visit and why?
Yeah, fantastic.
So that's a very interesting question.
Hmm.
So because the world is so so big and well, um, let's get to the nitty gritty. And so as I am Italian, so I belong to the Western world. I would like to visit, if I could, the Asian part of the world, because it's another kind of culture, habits, behavior, and it's different. It's the opposite of the Western world,
Yeah.
and so it would intrigue me, of course. Yet, because many years ago, so I went to India many years ago,
Ah,
but India is just a part of Asia context, and so yeah, Asia, and also although Asia is not the same wherever you go. So I mean that China is different from Japan or Thailand or Vietnam or so on. And but it intrigues me. Yep, a lot, of
absolutely.
course.
Absolutely. How about the food, Ludo? Do you think you could cope with spicy food?
Yep, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like spicy food. So, but so it doesn't matter because food is a part and parcel culture of a country, and so I think that you have to try it, you have to taste it, and I honestly uh, can't put with those people who always complain about the food in another country. Of course, yeah.
Me
So,
too. Me too. Absolutely. You go all the way to Bangkok and eat McDonald's for a week. I hate that. I hate that.
please, come on, McDonald's. Yeah,
It's so annoying.
please.
It's so annoying, Ludo. But
Yeah.
how about the humidity in Asia? I know that it gets really sweaty there. Could you handle it?
Yes, of course. But so, or yeah, why not? So I'm not a kid, but so I'm not elderly. I mean that I can cope with it. So yeah,
You're not elderly, Ludo. That's absolutely right. Not yet.
yeah, but not a kid. Not a kid as well.
Exactly. Fantastic. Well, let me just send over a couple of words for pronunciation here.
Yeah.
Let's just have a quick look at these ones, please. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So the first word here, I would say behavior.
behavior.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
To
Good stuff.
behave. To behave. and the noun is behavior.
Behavior. Fantastic.
Behavior.
Fantastic. The
Yep.
next one, I would say culture.
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 Culture. Yeah.
Perfect.
Behavior and culture.
That's it. That's it. I love this
Thank
little
you.
British accent on the end.
Yep.
Here.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's have a look at your next question for today, please. If you can read that and answer it.
Yeah. Okay. Haha. What would you make a person smarter? Reading 1,000 books or traveling?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. So I think because both of those make you a smarter person. So because so imagine a person that has never read anything, and or but I'll definitely say that maybe traveling makes you smarter, makes a person smarter. Of course.
Really? Excellent.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, yeah.
Why would you say this?
Yeah, I say that because, for example, when you are in a new country, you have to handle everything by yourself.
Yeah.
And so I don't mean that you're alone, but you also with your partner or friends. But in another country, everything or pretty everything is quite different from yours, but especially from the point of view of the language.
Yeah.
And I have to say that that's why it's very important, from my personal opinion, of course, but that English is too important, and it helps you. I mean, English. It helps you to solve a lot of problems when you're overseas, when you're abroad, and also you avoid to be tricked by someone. It can happen. It can happen, of course.
Of course.
And so, but uh, I have to. I remember when I went to Cornwall a few years ago in 2008, I think, and I couldn't speak English at all, apart from a few survival words. Yeah, and fortunately, I wasn't alone. And so from then on, I decided to start studying English because I didn't. So you feel like you had been left high and dry. So you're in a context and you can't cope with it, and
frustrating. It's frustrating.
wow, of course, yeah, it's something unbearable. I'm completely unbearable.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
whoa,
Mm-hmm.
and so so traveling for me makes you a smarter person, and also because it forces you to acquire to have new experiences and to be focused on the right purpose in your life, like learning a new language. And so I think that English is the word common language, because there are a lot of English speaking countries, and those countries that where English is not the official language, they can do it, they can speak it as well.
Exactly.
So, for example, in Japan, I challenge everyone to learn a Japanese. So it's quite difficult, but they can speak English, and so with English you can survive, you can live, you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely. Can you give me an example of when you have spoken to somebody in English when it wasn't their native language, when you met a new person?
Oh, an example.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but so you you can bump into no native English speakers also in the UK nowadays,
true.
because
True.
and so, but yeah, the most recent experience I had was in Brighton with meeting a lot of non-native English speakers there, but they were there for learning English,
Excellent.
to learn English,
Yeah.
and I have to say that they improved their language a lot, and but it was difficult at the beginning, of
Yeah,
course.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
um yeah. So I don't remember actually what other kind of experiences I've had with no native English speaker, but
Mhm.
maybe Japanese in Germany
Oh, really?
a few years ago. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so you know, when you have a common language, you can exchange your experiences, you can exchange your points of view,
Mhm.
and so that I think that it's mm, it's something intriguing and interesting, because it's like a new window on the world from which you can see more than before. Uh,
Beautiful, Ludo. I love that. I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can you can see what
I can see
you have.
clearly now.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Exactly. That's it. It must be such a fantastic experience to speak to a Japanese person, somebody from Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia, a Chinese person,
Right.
all at the same time. I mean, it's yeah, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me send over just a few corrections for you
Yeah.
here, Ludo. Let me pop these over. If you can have a look at these sentences, please, and just read the full sentence. Thank you. 1 second.
Yes, please.
Okay, have a look at that. Your language
Yeah.
was fantastic, by the way. So natural, so fantastic. Just a tiny, tiny mistakes. Tiny mistakes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm now native, but also no native English speaker. Yeah, yeah, but okay. It's my commitment to.
Exactly, Luda. Exactly.
Okay, pretty everything is different instead of saying the correct form. Pretty much everything is different. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much
Yeah, pretty much.
everything is different. This sounds a bit more natural. Perfect.
There. And the second, yeah, that's, yeah, you said that it's a tiny mistake, but it's a bad mistake because everybody knows that the correct form, yeah. I said you avoid to be tricked by someone,
Yeah.
but the correct form is you avoid being tricked by someone. Yeah,
So this is
yeah,
continuous form here. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely
yeah.
perfect. And let me
Thanks a lot.
over. You're welcome. You're welcome. Just one word for pronunciation. I'll just pop
Yeah,
this over. And this word is focused. Focused.
yeah, focused on something, focused.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay,
Very
thank
nice
you, thank
stress as
you.
well. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So do you have any questions about anything there, Ludo?
No. Everything is okay.
You're
So
okay.
you
Excellent.
just corrected you just corrected my mistakes. So fantastic. Thank you.
Fantastic.
No,
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Well, it was lovely to see you, Ludo. It always is. And thank you for a great class, as always.
I thank you very much, Corinne. Thank you very much, and I wish you a great afternoon.
You too. You too. Take care,
Thank
Ludo.
you.
I'll see you soon.
Take care. See you
Bye
soon. Bye.
bye.